guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maddie and today I'm going to be giving you the Disney Plus book tag. This tag was created by The Lost Reader, who I will leave linked in the description below, as well as the people I'm going to be tagging. This tag has 7 prompts all related to the Disney Plus streaming service, which I love. So let's just get started. Prompt 1 is shorts, the shortest book you own. And that for me is Marley's Ghost by David Levithan and Brian Selznick. This is, I think it's 38 pages? 37. I think this is considered a book, although technically I think by like word count standards it would be considered a short story. But regardless, it's the shortest book I have. Prompt 2 is hit movies, a hyped book. Of course, I could go with a ton of different books for this answer because there are so many hyped books. But the first one that came to mind is A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kamara. This is a YA fantasy retelling of Beauty and the Beast, and it is so hyped. It has been for like a year now, and because of the hype, I was planning on never ever reading this book because it just seemed like it was too overhyped and that people were saying they loved it way more than they actually did, and I thought I was going to be let down by this book, but I actually just read it this month and I really enjoyed it. Prompt 3 is trending, a book that followed you everywhere. This is also another one that I could give a ton of different answers for, but I'm going with Illuminate by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This is a YA science fiction story told in like multiple different formats, and it's really interesting the way the story is told, and the story itself is very fast paced. But again, this is another one that was so overhyped I thought I would never actually read it. I ended up reading it last year and really enjoyed it. But I will be honest and say that since I've read this book, I don't really remember much of what happened, and I liked it when I read it, but it just didn't stick with me. Prompt 4 is Out of the Vault, a book that is over 7 years old. I have a lot of old YA fantasy, but I wanted to use a book that I don't mention a lot on my channel, but I still really loved it when I read it like 2 years ago. I was late to the game. And that is Graceling by Kristen Kishore. This is the first book in a YA fantasy companion trilogy, and it follows characters who are graced with special superhuman abilities, anywhere from mundane stuff to like seriously cool stuff. And the main character of this book is graced with the ability to kill. It also has a really great romance. Prompt 5 is Disney Channel favorites, your favorite book from childhood. I loved a ton of books when I was a child. I was very much a huge reader. I started reading early on, and I loved reading anything that I could get my hands on. With that being said though, there was one book that stuck with me the most, and it still sticks with me today, and that is The Phantom Tollbooth by Norton Jester. This book is a masterpiece. It is a masterpiece, and it's one of those children's books that, yes, it's written for kids, but it means so much more to you as an adult. There's so much symbolism, and it's just a masterpiece. It follows this little boy named Milo who one day comes home and there is a magic toll booth sitting in his living room, and he decides to drive through the toll booth and it transports him to this magical world, and wow. If you've never read this book before, you totally should. And the last prompt, prompt 7, is Vintage Disney, the oldest book you own. I don't know if this is the oldest published book that I own, but it's like the oldest tattered book that I own. This one was published in 1923, so it's very old. And that is my copy of the classic The Arabian Nights. I've never read this one, but I certainly want to. I think I may buy a new copy with a prettier cover and read that one, because honestly, I don't want to risk messing this one up because the pages are very fragile. Alright, that was the Disney Plus book tag. Now I want to go watch some Disney Plus. I've been slowly rewatching High School Musical, the musical, the series, but in Spanish. I used to know Spanish fairly well, but I haven't used it since I was like 15 or 16, and I've completely lost pretty much all of it. So I'm currently taking a Spanish class to relearn Spanish, but actually learn it this time where it sticks, and I'm supposed to be watching as many things in Spanish as I possibly can. If you have it, let me know in the comments down below what's your favorite thing to watch on Disney Plus. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more bookish content by me. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.